Well, this is it, Hunter MacGregor. The 34th episode of Solaris Nights.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I would like to have a montage with Buck
Yeah.
as we work out on Hunter's new mech.
What is the soundtrack that's playing? You can't have a montage without music.
So I think that Hunter's band is playing in the background for no particular reason.
That's good, because that's the only time they'll be playing in this episode.
Excellent. So, I think it's I think like maybe it's the start of the Sleemau movement, because we have the them playing, but also the sound of an industrial mech bay.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're playing in the background for no particular reason. I feel like there's a scene with Hunter and Buck going over the plans, and Buck just shaking his head and gesticulating wildly at Hunter.
A large crate arrives with the acronym VEST on the side.
Yes. So the mech gets completely stripped down to the structure. The ferrofibrous armor is all ripped out and replaced with standard plates. 2 heat sinks are pulled off. All of the pulse lasers and the small laser are removed. 4 medium lasers get welded on, including one outside Hunter's cockpit. That large crate with VEST and the circular arrow stenciled is brought in on a pallet jack, and a monstrous component is pulled out of it and craned up into the Highlander's center torso. And then finally, an even bigger crate gets wheeled in. A massive hatchet is craned up and spot welded to the left arm of the Highlander. It's a wicked-looking thing, at least twice as tall as Hunter, with gunmetal bluing up and down the blades. And then I think the camera cuts outside, and it's a wide establishing shot of the track outside the barracks. And Hunter's in his Highlander at one end of the track, and he fires a bunch of lasers straight up in the air, and the Highlander begins to glow. And then all of a sudden, there's a whooshing noise from the mech's torso, and it takes off at a run. And it's downright scary. This 90-ton mech is sprinting at over 50 miles an hour.
Okay.
Hunter gets to the end of the track, shuts down the mech, bails out of the cockpit, and he and Buck high five.
All right. Now, just want to say, my recollection is that you want to acquire the sword of your uncle. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So just want to remind you that you will need to do that at some point this episode.
Yes. So for this battle, I'm going in with the hatchet.
Okay. Yeah.
At some point in the future, I would like to try to figure out what needs to happen to get the sword, but for this ranked match, I will or not ranked match, for this match, I will be going in with the hatchets.
Okay. Because sometimes people want to do stuff on the show and they forget about it, so I'm going to try to remind people before they do things.
I appreciate that.
Is there anything you want to do before your match?
No, I think I'm good pre-match, other than introducing the new mech.
You're given a packet from Zuri that includes your destination. So they're gonna have to ship your mech in like a transport truck to take it out of the city into a semi-illegal fighting pit called the Snake's Den, where you'll be facing down with Bryce Brutalizer and his archer.
Okay.
So when you arrive, there's no fanfare, there's no interview, there's pop-up food stands and food trucks and merch sellers, people trying to sell CDs, audios, better seating tickets for what that's worth. Your arena is only about 50 or 60 meters wide, which is two hexes, essentially. Your mechs will be right up against each other at the start and just start beating the shit out of each other.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. Why do you think there isn't a map for today's battle? Mr. Oh, I want to fight in some of the underground leagues and get some boxing in. Yeah, what do you think was going to happen?
I expected it to be bigger than 2 hexes.
Nope. No.
Okay.
So there are no stands here. People gather at the edge of it's not even like a roped off area. It's just basically like understood that if you get any closer than this, your life is forfeit. The only thing keeping this place semi-legal is the fact that, and this is the ironic part, that your ammunition bays are still loaded. Because in order to have a legal Solaris weapons dead match, you still have to have the ammo bays loaded so that if you get hit there, there'll be a satisfying explosion.
Excellent.
There are a lot of near rules violations or clear rules violations in regards to audience participation that are overlooked because places like this, they'd have to be sending the cops every single day to several places across the planet, right? Like, there's no way to stamp all of them out. They just pick one of the bad ones where you know, something goes wrong and they smash them. Yeah, there's no interviewer. The people here, you're seeing a lot of lower middle class or near poverty level. A lot of people wearing t-shirts, jeans, working folk. A lot of beer, a whole lot of beer. Not a lot of alcohol in that regard, except for whiskey. When you arrive, everybody's booing you. Literally everyone. There's a very small subsection of people that aren't booing you, and those people seem to be like match analysts, like people who watch these sorts of fights not because they want to see mechs beat the shit out of each other, but because they want to see the elegant way two people might break each other's mechs down. They're not in it for the rah, they're in it for the statistical compilation. Those people, they're booing you internally, but they aren't saying anything out loud.
All right.
Yeah, so your opponent is just waiting on the shoulder of his archer. He's wearing combat fatigue pants and like combat boots and nothing else. Somebody seems to have oiled him down, and he looks like a evil version of Taika Waititi. Like,
I don't know who that is, but okay.
He's okay. Well, you can Google it. He did the little kid who hangs out with Hitler movie. He did Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay.
Did he do Moana? Taika Waititi. You have to know this guy. He's in everything now. He did, oh yeah, Thor Ragnarok. He was in The Mandalorian as IG-11. He's the voice of the robot. No, nothing. Jojo Rabbit.
Okay.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
For some reason I thought he was involved in Moana, but apparently not. Okay. Yeah, so he's just got a bottle of whiskey that's like 80% gone, and when he sees you approaching, he finishes the rest of it and then sprays it out, and everyone's like, yeah, Brutalizer! There's no microphone, he just shouts to you, and he says, Hunter MacGreggor. Now, it should be noted, he has a very strong New Zealand accent, but I am not able to replicate that. And the last time I did a British accent, which was earlier this week, I think Grimdark James died internally. So I'm not going to attempt it, but just translate all of my words into New Zealandese. I don't know. Look at this big time star come down. Have fun with the rest of us. And the audience is like, boo. No belts here. No championships. You know, the only thing I respect about you, Hunter MacGregor, are your kills. But they say you killed your own uncle. Ooh, that's rough, buddy. People like you, there's something wrong with you in the head. But don't worry. After tonight, you're not going to have any of those concerns anymore. And everybody's just like, Bryce, 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 Bryce. As he gets up and he just wipes his mouth off and says, because you're about to get Brutalizer. Everyone's like, yeah, Brutalizer! As he gets inside his mech. And surprisingly adept starts doing archer boxing. Yeah,
okay.
So like the archer looks super weird when boxing, but it has fists specifically meant for battle. It actually even has the quirk battle fists or something like that. So even though it's a long range support mech filled with LRMs, it's surprisingly good at punching people.
Okay.
So something like an organizer comes over to you and is just like, MacGregor.
Yes.
Yeah. So, look, the rules around here are, there are no rules, except for the one rule. You know, no killing the audience. No shooting your weapons, no jumping about, none of that fancy shit that you like to do, Mr. Highlander. It's just punching and kicking and whatever else you can pull off.
Very well.
Somebody paid a lot of money to have you here, so I guess you'd better hope that you win.
I will definitely win.
He leans in towards you and he said,
will.
okay, you can't guarantee victory here because this isn't it's not a real match.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, that screws my whole plan up.
It does screw your whole plan. What? Listen, you're the one that said I wanted to go fight in the underground leagues, doing some brawling.
I didn't necessarily. I said I wanted to do more weapons dead matches. You said you offered me the bargain, but didn't tell me the price. Oh,
this is a way. You listen, bottom of the barrel. You aren't in a position for anybody to be accepting a weapons dead match from you. That's literally your area of expertise. Right? Like, anyone that looks at your Mac is like, yeah, this guy definitely wants to get me in a close range punchy battle. All right, well, no, let's just fight at long range. He loses all the time when he's there. You want leeway here? You need to start winning. Zuri has got you what you asked for.
okay.
So,
Well,
the guy leans in towards you and says, look, there's some money to be made if you want to bet.
what are the stakes?
Well, I don't know. What are you willing to put up? So he pulls out a little notebook and like a grease pen from behind his ear.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just here to fight.
You sure?
I don't bet on my own matches.
He laughs and he says, "This is the only place on Solaris they're gonna let you do that."
Exactly.
I mean, odds against you are pretty good.
How much cash does Hunter have kicking around? Is he
Not much because you lose all the time.
Yeah, okay, that's kind of.
Let me see how many media. Okay, you've had one successful influence roll. Oh, and you have your own Highlander line, so you probably have tens of thousands of C-bills rolling around. You get a steady. If you were to retire now, you would not be able to live your life off of this economically, right? Like, your matches haven't ever done that well. Your merch would fade almost immediately.
Right.
But you've got some cash, Rockstar.
What kind of odds am I getting to bet on myself then?
Look, I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. You leave some of that cash with me, okay? You win. I got something real good for you.
What's the blinds I've got to put up?
How about 20,000? I know people. I know people on Solaris. You win, I start introducing you to them.
Okay. Hunter will put up the 20 grand.
Okay. All right. Your bank account is...
Yeah, you know.
All right. Okay. I love the idea that your band shows up, but no one can hear them over the hundreds of people that are just shouting, Bryce, Bryce, Bryce. Right, there's like no place for them to dig in. Even like a guy selling hot dogs is louder than them right now because he's got a megaphone.
Yep.
Okay.
All
Go
right.
over here and do the Donegal broadcasting alert before I forget it.
This is
Now
a
let's roll for
Donegal
initiative.
Broadcasting
Not that it
Company
matters
news
super
alert.
bunch. There won't be any moving around, but
9.
5. Okay. I guess I'm punching first. So as Bryce slams his fists together and begins approaching towards you, he holds his fist out for you to do, fist things with.
Yep.
Okay, he immediately sucker punches you.
Oh, awesome.
And he just says,
Can I at least start my mech at 9
"Oh yeah,
heat?
you can start your mech
Okay.
at any heat that you want to, but you
Okay.
can't fire weapons in this match."
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, are you going to be able to remain heat stable without moving or firing a weapon?
I'm just gonna turn all my heat sinks off.
Ooh, look at this man living a fucking dangerous
so that
ass life.
I get to 9 heat and then just stay there.
Yeah, so as he sucker punches you, he then lines up for the second shot. We'll see whether that actually hits and does any damage. But he starts his evil monologue, which is, "Down here in the blood pits." Oh, okay, I guess still can't do the accent. But imagine he's speaking sinisterly in New Zealandish. Down here in the blood pits, we don't have no fancy heat sinks. We don't have weapons technical ability. It's not about how fast you can aim. It's about how fast you can work that computer system. We don't need dozen years of schooling for that. When it comes to pure mech handling, that's a real man's job, a working man's job. And that's what you're going to get taken down by Bryce Brutalizer, one of the best in the biz. And then he's going to roll.
Okay.
So he has the thing that gives him -1 to melee attacks. I just forget what it's called.
That's melee specialist.
Is it? Okay. Is it
Yeah.
only 1?
Yeah, master gives you 3 attacks.
Yes, he does not have that.
Specialist gives you -1 to hit and +1 to damage.
Okay, then that's what he's got. You're probably going to have to help me with this, because I am not the best at melee warfare in this particular game. And you have based your whole character around it.
So for punches, it's just piloting roll. He'll get a -1 if he has specialist.
Yep.
And that's it.
So no dodging. It's going to be pretty easy to hit.
And then it's 1 for 10.
Yep. Okay, he'll hit 1 for 10, and then +1, right? Because of his.
And +1, yeah.
So he'll deal 8 points of damage. And
Roll on the punch table.
That was the wrong button. I think that was E. That's a head hit
Well, that sucks.
right off the bat. You want to do anything about that? You got that there, Glory?
I was gonna say, can I edge to re-roll
No.
the location? We're not doing that anymore.
No, you can't edge somebody else's stuff.
We could earlier, because that's how I got out in the curse, but...
Was that during the playtest?
I
feel like that was
been
in the playtest back when we were doing something closer to Destiny.
Okay, then in that case, no, I'm just gonna take it. How much damage is it?
8.
8. Okay.
Right. And you've already got a 1 hit. So that's the sucker punch right there, which chillingly makes sense.
Yep.
That will just barely hit. Well, maybe not, because he's got a 3. He's a 5/3, but he gets a -1, so it's a 2, and there's nothing else going on. Okay, so it's a little bit more than barely hit. And he hits you in the head again. You're totally dead. Would you like to use Edge to eject?
I will use Edge to eject.
Okay. Wow.
Holy shit.
Multi-ton war machine.
Well, I still get to...
Yes, you still have a whole round to beat the shit out of him with, but he basically just goosh, goosh, and your mech just crumples.
Wow. Yeah. That's really unlucky for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead. Wait. Someone out there is asking, what are the odds? And the answer to that is 1 in 36. There are 35 other hunters who had a much better night. I'm a
3. I'm gonna hit with the hatchet first, and then a punch. The hatchet hits at -1, so 3 + 1 for heat is 4, -1, so it's a 3 for the hatchet and a 4 for the punch.
Can you mix hatcheting and punching?
Don't see why not, because they're in different arms.
You couldn't do that, but you might be right.
My understanding is that you can do a weapon as long as you can use both arms.
We'll do it your way, and the Battletech rules senpais will correct me later.
Excellent. Okay.
They'll provide me with page references. Stonar's actually been killing it with that lately. All right.
So first one hits.
You wish you got that location. Holy shit.
Right.
No, wait. This is the hatchet.
Yeah.
That is the location.
That is the location. That's right. Hatchet hits on the full body table.
All right. You kill him instantly. He doesn't have any edge. You just fucking annihilate him. How much damage do you deal?
36 point of damage.
So 9 and 3 is 12. So you're not going to completely take out his whole center torso. But yeah, you basically just... you get a decent chunk of the way into the center torso. You think maybe you can see the engine from there. Right.
So it's a double KO.
I mean, he's dead, so...
Right.
Follow up with your second attack. Maybe you could take the mech out, too.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
Here we go.
Alright, now you need a D6, because it's,
Yeah. Location 2.
Left torso for how much?
18.
Okay, yeah, you don't break through there, but... Yeah, as he... You're like, ah! As your mech's going down, you kick in that supercharger, the TSM, you annihilate him. Everybody in the crowd is just like, no! It's Bryce, his whole mech just... You eject, and your mech is just... Yeah, it's a 1-rounder. It's so what's funny is that the breaking news for today is about Chris Cross, who is the last person to do a 1-round KO on this show. So he did a round 1 execution in one of his matches. It was mentioned in the newsreel. Yeah, Hunter MacGregor fucking annihilate Bryce Brutalizer in a 24-minute match.
I am just racking up the kills. Holy
For
shit.
you to take 6 seconds. I do need you to roll to see if you pass out at a 3 and a 5. So you have to do it twice, starting from lowest to highest.
All right.
Okay,
got a 6 and got a 9. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So you land like outside of the circle, right? And then you slowly parachute down over the course of a minute or two. And yeah, like when you walk back towards the arena, everybody's like fucking losing their minds. You know, matches like these don't last long, like 20, 30, 40 seconds, right? And they go through several of them in the night. But like a double elimination where one guy just gets fucking annihilated in the first round with the hatchet that's, you know, deep in there. When you're walking back in, people are like, "Ah, good enough." Someone's just like, I guess he does make kilts look kind of manly. I never really considered the look myself. I'm more of a traditional blue jeans. Somebody else just shouts out, "Hey, Hunter, ever thought about a blue jean kilt? Make it look a little bit more manly there."
Hunter like squirrels that idea away for a line of more rugged utility kilts.
Utility kilts. You can call them Bryce's. Yeah. I mean, look, they don't normally do interviews here, but they do let you do some final words.
I think Hunter is like, you know, still a little bit staggered.
Yeah, everybody, he's like, "All right, quiet down,
hits.
quiet down." Everybody's like, rabble.
And he's like, Bryce was a worthy competitor, but he was no match for the might of the Highlander.
All right, people are like, "Yeah, well, okay." In the background, though, there are some very dedicated Bryce fans who are in mourning because, you know, he's dead, and he's dead in a way that, like, it will take some time to remove him from this arena, like,
right,
and from your mech, like,
right,
straight up, you crushed him underneath your hatchet. So yeah, like, the technical crews are cleaning this area, and yeah, probably like one woman grabs you and is just like, "You know what? You better not show your face around here for the rest of the night, Conor MacGregor," as she pushes you away.
Okay. I go and find the referee dude.
Okay. Yeah, so he licks the tip of his pencil and is penciling something in, and he just made a lot of money off of that fight, MacGregor. Nicely done.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
He hands you the prize money, which is 1,500 C-bills.
And I just kind of look at him like, okay, and?
Now look, you're tied up with the mob, right? You and your people, where it gets around.
They have some influence in the stable.
I know some people. Different people. I can see what I can do about getting you some favorable weapons dead matches, since that seems to be what you want.
Excellent.
In Class 6.
Even better.
Oh. I mean, look. Here's the thing, Hunter. I've done a lot of research about you. You ain't going nowhere. You're bottom of the barrel in Class 5. But you're a wild man. You are a phoenix waiting to burn out and get reborn. He hands you a card.
Okay.
Okay.
I look at the card.
All right. Card says Arnulf Schmid. Tell you what. You call me.
A gentleman who likes his ketchup.
Yeah. You ever manage to ditch your mafia influence, you call me.
I'm working to see what we can do there. If you know some other influential people who might be interested in investing in an up-and-coming stable.
No. The rest of your stable, I don't give a shit about. They cause a ton of fucking problems. I'm talking about being an exclusive agent for you. I think Class 6 would be a welcome change for you, Hunter MacGregor. And I got some pull with guys up there. People who owe me money. People who would accept a weapons debt match with you in order to clear that debt. I'm not talking anything illegal. I don't do that kind of stuff, he says, having just illegally allowed you to bet on himself.
Right.
What I'm talking about are favors, because that's how you do biz around here.
Well, thank you, Mr. Schmidt.
It's Schmid.
I'm looking forward to doing more work with you.
Biz. We call it biz. You think real long and hard about who your friends are. And hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you in Class 6, man. Whether I'm your personal promoter or whether I'm just working to get you some matches on the side, I think that you have the opportunity to be a real gladiator. He looks around and he's just like, this here, I want to quit this life. Look at these people. You think Bryce Brutalizer has what it takes to be an entertainer? I see guys like this 6 times a day.
Well, I appreciate all this opportunity.
Okay. He just walks away.
Very good.
Yeah, he doesn't want anybody to get emotional or anything. He doesn't have
Hunter,
anything else to say. You can see he's a sociopath.
Yeah. Hunter, collects himself and waits to get his mech loaded back on and goes to see about getting his head wounds taken care of.
Yep. So you counter the stress you gain from it, but your Highlander now requires 3 repairs? No, you don't have clan technology. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were just you aren't like those other girls.
I don't have any clan I'm not doing mixed tech.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have gone with you aren't like those other guys.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just the Twitter meme I was looking at today where people are like, oh, you play RPGs? You aren't like those other girls. First thing that came to mind. Yeah, so I mean, your mech is totally crushed and out of working capability. Again, not the first time this has happened to you. I wouldn't call it open weeping, but there is a deep-seated sorrow in Buck Kincaid. A hollow look to him when he spent 2 weeks working nonstop at rebuilding a Highlander from scratch after having rebuilt it from scratch twice already. And then watching it immediately become unfunctional.
Yep.
Knowing he's going to have to rebuild that cockpit by hand. He's going to have to hand fabricate most of the pieces and reset all the electronic lines coming back into that cockpit.
Well, but Hunter helps him, so.
But this is his job, so
yeah.
It's for him to weep over it.
Right.
Well, you have a whole wide open. Anything else you want to do besides take your experience point?
I'm gonna take my experience from the match.
Yeah.
I am gonna train with Brody to get 1 experience and burn off 1 stress.
Yeah.
And then I think
Brody runs you through a bunch of battle simulations, and the whole time it's just a recording of him in the air, just going, "You think you can get up into somebody's face with your namby-pamby dancing? No! You're gonna have to Gauss rifle on the way in, Hunter! It's time to learn how to control your heat curve!"
Nice.
Every single match is against someone in a heavy or he puts you in battlefield simulations, and all of a sudden all of your opponents are like riflemen or something, and they run backwards away from you while firing long-range weapons towards you. This is where you fail! Deal with it!
Okay. So I think the post-credit stinger.
This match is so short.
It's a first-person camera perspective, as Hunter's in his hotel room putting together a folder with all the information about the curse, including the pictures of Amos talking to Yuri and Amos pushing Texas Red off the building.
Ooh, that's going to be really important for the Gladiator Hall next week, because that's where this arc is coming to its climax.
Yep. He gets in his car and he drives to the barracks. He walks down the hall and knocks on a door, and the door opens, and it's Seth.
Oh, shit.
Fade to black.
Oh, this is the scene that you guys wanted to do. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, unfortunately for you, Seth has not done the traitor research.
We were going to talk about doing that at the start of the hall.
What's unfortunate, though, is that it wouldn't be enough, because the only people who've done it are Cosmo, Kyle, and Hillbilly.
I thought Seth was the only holdout who hadn't.
Amos was never going to do it. Come on,
okay.
Man.
Okay,
you guys would have either had to convince him that breaking with the family was a good idea, which no one made any attempt to, or force the issue by challenging him to a match where that was the end point.
Mm-hmm.
No one. So yeah, it was a doomed effort from the start, because they had an insider and no one made any attempt to become friends with Amos at any point. You've actually allowed him to dig the mafia deeper in.
Well,
look, it's not a bad idea to get Seth on your side for this before the match, but there won't be time for a roll. I will say this: there will be a vote at the Gladiator Hall. It will involve votes from Gladiators and from Patreons, and Gladiator votes will be weighted differently than Patreon votes.
Interesting.
So having Seth on your side might be nice.
Yeah, we Spoon and I have been talking a lot since his match, so
okay.
we've been plotting and planning. So, all right,
Seth of Clan Morgan, right?
Seth of Clan Morgan,
maybe House Morgan. Man, I just want to figure out a way to dig that knife in deeper.
Right.
All right, Gleemo, if you don't have anything else, this might be the shortest episode on record, and it's definitely the shortest match. It's 6 seconds long.
Right. Well, I've been knocked. We've had 2
round ones, but they involve maneuvering beforehand.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, we didn't no maneuvering. Just
it's 2 guys punching. I mean, look. Here's the thing. There was never any doubt that you'd be able to absolutely destroy this guy. The problem is he also destroyed you, and that took an incredible amount of luck on him. The dice are finally turning against the players for the first time in a while. This is the narrative that fate has decreed with statistical analysis.
Hunter, like the dice always come up against me when it's all on the line. Both my ranked matches, have just been. Look,
maybe Arnulf Schmidt is right. Maybe you're a phoenix who was just waiting to die, reborn in the blood pits.
There we.
You let me know if and when you're ready to move to Class 6.
I think I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna mark you down as a Class 6 Unlimited Competitor, rank 100.
Okay.
Division Unlimited. Can't wait to see you fighting light mechs. The good news for you is that from now on you can only fight mech warriors. No tanks, no aircraft. They're not allowed in cool Unlimited Division. And second, unfortunately, you didn't enter in time to get a part of this year's Solaris Grand Tournament. You missed it by one episode. Very unfortunate. All right. Any final notes here? Any final thoughts?
No, because I thought I was changing playbooks this episode.
Oh no, Glimo! He bet it all, and he didn't get what he wanted.
I didn't realize I couldn't guarantee victory in this match.
Incredible. Don't worry.
So
you can guarantee victory in your next match.
I'm 1 XP short of having Outsider, which is what, like the move I was going to use to set up getting the sword.
Let me think about that.
Okay.
Because changing playbooks and showing up in Class 6 Unlimited with the sword actually does sound really fucking cool.
Right? Yeah. And frankly, like, I'm happy to have, like, an episode before I start Class 6 where I, do the whatever with the Highlanders. I was going to use the Outsider special ability that they have to listen to me. Because I know all the Highlanders are really pissed at Hunter right now, but the Outsider move...
No, your next episode could be you fighting for the right to claim the sword.
Okay.
In traditional Highlander combat. A second round of the Highlander games. That's it.
That would be cool.
Another Highlander Games episode.
Excellent.
Fitz Jaeger versus the entire Northwind Highlanders. All right. Yep, I still have what the Highland Games are written down.
Excellent.
Perfect. All right, that's it.